Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the Grey. Today's video, we can talk start collecting Conquest, the last argument of kings, and today we're going to take a look at the Wadrun and their one-player starter set. Now in this video, we're going to go through the contents of the box set like normal, talk about all the units, how they can be built, and what they provide us with on the tabletop. We'll then look at some other units we can use to expand in a couple of different ways for this initial box set, and then finally finish off the video showing you a little sample 1000 point armor list for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Wadrun force for Conquest, the last argument of kings. And so, to begin with, first of all, this box set is led by a Predator. Now, Predator's big special rule is Fiend Hunter, where stands with the special rule can reroll all failed hit rolls against Monster and Brute regiments, so 5 attacks at Clash 3 is pretty nice, but it's also got Barrage 3 at 18 inch, with Armor Piercing 1 and Deadly Shot, meaning it can... if your opponent ever makes defense rolls over 6, the opponent will suffer 2 wounds instead of 1, so you can really get some extra damage in there. You got the Supremacy ability Thrill of the Kill, where all friendly regiments can reroll their charge rolls this round, and in addition, all friendly light regiments add +3 to their charge distance, all friendly medium add +1 to their charge distance, and all friendly heavy regiments will gain +1 impact. Now, other than that, you have 12 Blooded or Braves. This is a dual kit between 2 of your baseline infantry unit. First of all, we have the cheaper of the 2 options available to us, and that is the Braves. Now, Braves are an interesting unit. First of all, they have the Bloodlust rule, where when a regiment with a special rule is currently on the battlefield and takes an action, if the regiment is not in contact with an enemy regiment, they need to roll a d6. If the result is less than equal to the highest resolve characteristic in the regiment, you can perform an action as normal. However, if the result's highest, you must perform a charge action against the closest enemy regiment in line of sight and within your maximum charge range. If there's no eligible target for you to charge, you need to perform a march action directly towards the nearest enemy regiment in sight. And you must always move your maximum when doing those march actions. Now, other than that, you do have defense 2 with shields, so nice defense 3 in that front arc, support 2 there as well, and the unstoppable rule, so you can reroll your failed charges. So while you are sort of having to charge, you are getting rerolls for it. 4 attacks at Clash 2 per stand, and 5 wounds per stand as well, makes them slightly tougher than average. Now, the other option we have are the Blooded. They're going to put out 6 attacks at Clash 2 per stand. They're not going to have the Bloodlust rule, but they're also going to drop support and shields, so you're getting more attacks out of the models, but you are dropping, a few of the defensive and some of the drawbacks as well. Now, next up, we have 12 Hunters and Slingers. Hunters are a light infantry unit and generally a mainstay shooting option. So you got Barrage 4 at range 14 per stand with 5 attacks in melee as well, so they can be pretty decent at combat as well. Armor Piercing 1 and Deadly Shot there in their ranged attacks. On the other hand, you have Slingers. Now, light infantry unit, but generally Slingers will almost always be restricted for most heroes. Barrage 4 per stand, range 18, but you've got the Torrential Fire rule, where when a stand with special rule makes a volley action, targeting an enemy regiment within half its range, each successful hit will cause an automatic hit on top as well. So some really cool power in there. Though they only put out 4 attacks at Clash 2, they do have Volley 3 though, so they are quite a bit better at the shootings. Now, next up we have 3 Hunting Packs. They're a light cavalry unit. Now, they have a few special rules. First of all, Unsung, they never follow a cult. Opportunist means a stand with special rule may reroll failed hit rolls when performing a classical volley action against any time they're in a flank or rear arc. The irregular unit means they do not affect friendly and enemy reinforcement lines. They've also got the Vanguard rule, where when a regiment with this number of stands with the special rule enters the battlefield from reinforcements, they can get some extra march in there. And then Fluid Formation as well means they can get some free reformed. Other than that, you're going to pack out 6 attacks at Clash 2 per stand, 3 wounds per stand, pretty cheap, but pretty fast as well with that movement of 8. A nice fast moving piece just to get yourself up the board nice and quick. Now, next up, we have Raptor Riders, one of my favourite units. Fluid Formation and Flurry. So they've got reroll hits and they've got that free reform each turn. They also got Barrage 2 per stand with a range of 12 and Armor Piercing 1, which is really nice for some shooting. But 5 attacks at Clash 2 in combat as well. Now, also, we would like to thank Parabellum for sponsoring the channel with Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings and Conquest First Blood. If you'd like to help the channel, you can do so by supporting us by going and using our affiliate code to get 10% off your orders on the Parabellum e-store. The code here on the screen will get you the said discount, CFGCONQ5. go and get yourself 10% off and help the channel continue to make more and more Conquest content. So looking at where we can go next for the Force, the Scion of Conquest is my personal hero of choice. Priest 4 with Cleave 2 and 5 attacks at Clash 3 makes him a pretty decent priest in combat. Like, in all honesty, most single druids are good in combat. Your spells can be Crescendo, where you can add a Conquest chart marker to the sequence and reveal your next command card. You've also got Dissonance until the end of the round. Each time an enemy spellcaster attempts to cast a spell onto a regiment within 12 inches of this caster, you can effectively cancel the effects of the spell. And Cacophony as well allows you to stop any regiment you target not being able to use their draw events, which is pretty cool. Your Supremacy ability, Vision and Conquest until the end of the round. Each time you would draw a command card from your command stack, instead search your command stack and play a command card of your choice. So this can be really sort of good for a nice big turn where you need things to go in the order you want them to. Next up, we have the Apex Predator, because who doesn't love a heavy monster giant T-Rex? This thing is amazing. 11 attacks, 12 wounds, clash of 3. It's got deadly blades, where when a stand with a special rule performs clash or duel, any failed defense rolls of 6 will cause 2 wounds on the target instead of just 1. Cleave 2 in there, Fiend Hunter for rerolls against other monsters, Unstoppable, and Impact 5 in there as well. Now, if we're looking for maybe a different sort of route to go down for the hero, I really like the Chieftain. He's a medium infantry unit, 5 attacks at Clash 3 with Cleave 2. He's also got the Shock Assault Supremacy ability, where all friendly regiments will gain the Shock Special Rule. What this does is this stand will gain the benefit of Inspired Rule twice, applied one after the other. This is an exception for, things not being able to stack, which is pretty cool. And you'll also then gain the Flurry Rule during an activation in which they perform a successful charge action, so really can give your combat units a much needed punch. Now, the unit that goes really nicely with this are the Veterans. They become a mainstay. They've got the draw event Forged in Battle, where if you choose a tier 1 battlecry belonging to either its own cult or the Cult of Conquest, you treat the regiment as having chanted the battlecry with this effect, but do not discard any chant markers, which is really fun. They've also got shields in their front arc, which means they've got defense 3 in that front arc, 6 wounds per stand, 5 attacks and clash 3. This is a really, really solid unit to have on the table. And so here we have our sample army list for the Wadrun. Now obviously using that star collecting box as our core, we've got 995 out of 1,000 points spent. We've added a couple of extra units in here. Now first of all, we have the Predator from the core box. It's going to have its mainstay units as a unit of hunters and a hunting pack, and then we've got the Raptor Riders and adding in an Apex Predator, because why not have all the dinos we can? We're playing this army because we like orcs and dinos in the same army. Why not make it lots of dinos? Also, the Apex Predator is just amazing. And then we've gone, our Warlord will be the second character we're bringing in, which is going to be the Scion of Conquest. This is just a fantastic Warlord. I love his Supremacy ability. I think it's insanely good. We then have the Braves in there with a Standard Bearer. This is where we chose to put our Standard Bearer because it's going to be probably one of our more combat-focused units. For me, this is a fun army. I love the Scion of Conquest. I almost always put him into a Wadrun Force for myself. If you've got some ideas on a Wadrun Force, on what to add to the one-player starter set, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know what you enjoyed about the video down in the comments below. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description for you to come join. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, link down in the video's description as well are the best ways to help support the channel. This can either be by grabbing some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, or by grabbing some product from one of our many channel sponsors, which are linked down in the video's description as well, like Baron of Dice. Or you can join our Patreon or YouTube members, the best ways to help support the channel. If you do so, you'll get a fantastic little shout out at the end of the video, like all these amazing people, our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, Andy C, and our YouTube members: Green Rich Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny 84, David Ellsworth, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, Davis Weir, James Tillman, Gargamel 196, Disco, and John Castle. Special thank you to all of you for helping support the channel and your continual support, and a massive special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and for everyone who helps make the channel do what it's able to do, whether that's coming on for battle reports or indeed the amazing people that help run our Discord and live streams as well. Thank you all once again for your support. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.